Sometimes in sport, you see, if the team is not going very well, you have timeouts. You have timeouts in basketball, you have timeouts in football, because you see that you have a strategy, but maybe the one who is in front of you is like pulling the game in a different direction. And so you want to be sure you're playing according to your potential, that you are responding in the way you are supposed to do. And today, halfway through our Lenten journey, the gospel is helping us to do the same thing. With a big injection of testosterone, Jesus shows us a different side of his personality. You know, we're used to see Jesus helping those who are in need, having compassion for those who are sick, lonely, and abandoned. Today it's pretty manly, it's pretty strong and bold in his attitude towards these people who come to worship the Lord. But maybe they kind of forget what they're doing. You know, if you can picture where we are staying right now as the synagogue, the place for worship, you were coming in and you wanted to offer sacrifice of animals. Maybe you wanted to offer monetary help for the treasure of the temple. And so for that, you couldn't use the simple coin that you were using because there was the image of the emperor. And you know, according to the first commandment we heard in the book of Exodus, you should have only one God, so don't make any image of any other gods. And so it was needed to have somebody to trade money with. It was needed to have somebody who can actually sell animals so you can offer them. But Jesus is throwing everything up in the air because he's saying, why are you coming? You are losing the whole point. It seems that this has become more like a business instead of helping people to grow closer to God. Instead of helping people to realize in what they're doing, this is becoming a marketplace. I don't know your experience of a marketplace. In Italy, I think I have a closest experience to what it's in the Middle East. You know, you have people shouting and screaming at all time. You have people pushing you and pulling you in every direction. Come, look at my goods, buy from me. A lot of confusion. And a lot of confusion, how are you supposed to recollect yourself? And Jesus is saying the temple in which we need to worship is my body, is our body. How much confusion is in our hearts sometimes. Halfway through Lent, Jesus is giving us the opportunity to see, how are you walking? Why are you here? You know, maybe at the beginning of Lent you pick up a lot of new devotions, new time for prayer. Maybe you gave up something. Maybe you even, I don't know, on Friday you just drink water because you're moved by zeal to be closer to your Son, to Jesus Christ in His passion. And say, okay, great things. Are they truly helping you to grow closer to God? You know, the end doesn't justify the mean. I cannot pursue something bad just because I want a good outcome. I cannot say, well, I truly want my kids to go to Catholic school and receive a Catholic and a great education, so I'm going to steal on money, and I'm not going to pay taxes, and I'm going to cheat in my reports. It's not because you want something good that you can pursue it with the wrong mean. Don't need to be a doctor to realize, well, the medicine is creating more side effects, so maybe it's not working. It's a great opportunity to see, is my Lenten journey actually helping me to grow closer to Christ? And so what's the only coin we should exchange when we get in? The only coin it's worth to have in our pocket and see, is my Lenten journey worth the effort I'm putting into? And the only coin it's worth to have is love. Are my penances, my prayer that I had, my Lenten journey, is everything helping me to grow closer to God, to love Him more, to love my spouse more, to listen more to my parents, to have more patience with my children. It's given me more the opportunity to share this love. You know, if it doesn't, if it hardens your heart, don't be afraid to be like Jesus and turn over everything. Destroy everything that's inside and start over again. It's important to realize, okay, I'm not going in the right direction, let me shift. Rather than pursue that. And at the end, on the Easter Vigil or Easter Sunday, say, well, this resurrection doesn't really stick to me. There's nothing that needs to be raised here. You know, last week I was in Emporia. At the university, there was a busy student retreat. And one of the students who was on the retreat said, you know, Father, I'm not sure if I believe in God or not. I would call myself an agnostic. I see people in college, they call themselves Christian and Catholic, and then they get drunk, they get high, and they do whatever they want. And I see people don't truly believe and profess any sort of faith, being good people, having good morals and values. So I'm kind of confused. And I'm with you that she shouldn't base her relationship with God on what she sees. But at the same time, it hurts me. It hurts me when I think that there are people who are drawn away from the church and from God because the way I act. So this is the great opportunity that's given us today. Where are you going? Why are you here? Does it make any difference in your life? Maybe the Lord wants you to give some push on the priority of your list. And maybe you think, well, where is God in my priority list? Maybe you think, well, really, truly, I need to work myself and do a lot of effort so I can get God in my top 10 priority. Well, God in the top 10, I'm glad, but it should be high up. So don't be afraid to start over again and destroy what's inside and take the chance. You know, sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, when you celebrate some events and you see this beautiful cake. And so you're all excited when the dessert time comes. And then you go and try the cake and you're kind of disappointed. It's like it's all frosting, it's all the shape, and what you see outside, there's nothing good in it. We don't want to be like those people who come and are not changed deeply. I wish, I hope, and I pray that every encounter with God we have can help us to grow closer, can help us to change. So am I growing in love? The love I receive from God, the love I share with my friends and family. It's an easy question, maybe not an easy answer for the question, but this is why we're here. Sometimes Jesus makes a whip out of cord and moves us outside of our comfort zone. Am I growing in love? Why am I here? It's important to respond to this question, to answer to this question, so when we come and what we do doesn't wash away and doesn't stick with us, but truly changes us. May the Lord in His love and mercy move us with His grace to a deeper encounter, to a deeper conversion, to a deeper manifestation of love.